Hey beautiful people, my name is Renee Davis and this is my channel She Sparks Change, where the goal is always to spark a change in your mindset that will then spark a change in your life. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm a little excited about this week's motivational video because it's centered around the Olympics. And if you have followed me at all on my blog, you know that I love the Olympic Games. I'm a little obsessed with it. But I feel like beyond just the competition and everything that happens, it provides so much motivation and inspiration. So that being said, let's take a few minutes to get inspired. Okay, so speaking of the Olympics, I think that this year has been one of the most exciting because it has been just one of record-breaking, one of historical moments. I mean, it's just been awesome to watch, whether you like sports or not. I mean, you have Michael Phelps, who's won more gold medals than I can count. You have people like Wade Vanderkerk, who smashed Michael Johnson's record in the 400-meter race, and he did it in the 8th lane, which is like the worst lane that he could ever be in, and he did it for a country that at one point didn't even recognize his own mother because of the color of her skin. I've seen Usain Bolt win his 3rd gold medal in the 3rd consecutive Olympic Games that he's participated in for the 100-meter dash race. And putting those men aside, I've seen these women come up and show out. I mean, you have Simone Biles in gymnastics, Simone Manuel in swimming, Michelle Carter. They have just done so much for women of color as far as not just winning gold medals, but just completely demolishing the competition. It has been such an exciting games to watch. So if you haven't been watching, make sure you tune in because it is really thrilling, really inspiring. But it makes me think that if I'm truly honest, maybe last year, I don't know if I could have told you who Michelle Carter was, or I could have told you who Simone Manuel was. I mean, I knew that there was a woman of color on the swimming team, but I didn't know her by name. And if I'm 100% honest, as much as I like to cheer for Simone Biles, I don't know that I knew her name 2 years ago even. But the point is, whether I knew their name or not, it didn't take away anything from what they brought to the world stage. You know, I didn't have to know their name, but they knew their name. They knew the God-given talents that was within them. They knew what they carried, and they brought that to the stage. Whether they were competing in front of millions of people or competing in front of one, they knew who they were, and though we got to see it displayed this summer, they've been that their entire lives. And so today I just want to take a minute or two to just expound on the topic before they know your name. Because a lot of us feel like if people don't know my name, if I don't have a certain amount of likes or a certain amount of popularity, if I'm not out there for all to see, then I don't have a purpose. But who are you before they know your name? When we look at these athletes, we are literally seeing people who have committed their lives to this sport. From a young age, day in and day out, practice after practice, routine after routine, sacrificing time away from family and from friends, sacrificing money, having to pull and support the resources that they had, all pouring into this dream. Right? So before we even knew their name, there was somebody that was staying up and practicing and working hard and getting up after they fell or getting up after they got off track, you know, day in and day out. Before we even knew their name, before they even reached an Olympic stage, they practiced as if they were already there. And so what does that mean for you and I? No, we're not trying to lace up and trying to be a part of 2020 Olympics, although if you are, good for you. But the whole point is, before everybody knows you to be a world-selling author, before everybody knows you to be this fabulous engineer or artist or chef or pastor, whatever the case may be, who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you know the gifts and the talents that God has invested in you? Does it take being on a world stage for you to enact those things, or can you do it right where you are? Can you make a difference where you are with what He's given you? Can you put in the work as if you were that best-selling author? Can you put in the work as if everybody was shouting your name as you make a new invention or come up with this new cure? Can you put in that same amount of work and that same amount of investment whether you have 8 million people calling your name or you just have 8? Can you put in that work when you're doing the sideline jobs that have nothing to do with your purpose in order so that you can raise the money and the resources to go towards your purpose? Can you put in that work when you're not even getting money for what you're doing and investing in? The point is, who are you before they know your name? You know, a lot of times we rely on this world for validation. We want that security, that approval. And as much as they are so readily willing to give it to you, sometimes they're also just as ready or even quicker to take it away. Don't rely on something that is so unreliable, so flaky. Don't rely on that approval that can be here today and gone tomorrow. But rest in the validation that comes from God. He validated you the day He created you because He knew you were made to be great. In fact, here is a truth that you can stand on. It comes from Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, and I'm actually going to read the Message version to you guys. It says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." What does this mean? Well, you may not be set apart to be a prophet to the nations. That was for Jeremiah specifically. But it doesn't mean that you weren't set apart. The great thing about God is that before anybody else knows your name, He knew you. He knew you before you even knit together in your mother's womb. He knew the greatness that you would achieve. He knew the accomplishments that you would make. He knew everything, every experience, every hard time, every wonderful time of celebration. He knew it all. He knows your future. He knows where you're going. He knows why He created you, and He knows why you're set apart. And so I want you to hold on to that today, that before anybody else knows your name, God knows who you are. God knows who He created you to be. He knows your destiny, and that's what you can rest on. That's what can give you the motivation to put in that work before it even makes a difference in this world. That's the motivation that it can give you to keep pushing even when you get 100 no's, even when you get all the pushback in the world, even when you fall down and you fail. Keep pushing forward because there is somebody who knows your name. So, good people, whether you are famous amongst all of Delaware or all of the United States of America, or whether you are just famous in your family for your laugh and your smile, hold on to the fact that there is someone who knows your name. Be encouraged today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with others so that they can know where they can come every Tuesday for an inspirational video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Know that I love you with a love that only comes from the one up above. Bye guys.